everybody. Welcome on in. My name is Jalen Jones, digital producer here at WRAL. I sit down with our meteorologists. Our amazing meteorology team here at WRAL is so fantastic. And we talk about something that's not weather related. We talk about insects and actually how the weather is impacting mosquitoes. Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. You guys know her. You guys love her. Elizabeth Gardner. She's been holding down the mornings.
Now, that might be a stretch, Jalen. You can't assume.
I do not care what people think. You guys know her. You guys love her. She's been holding down the mornings for so long. How long at this point?
Oh, do we have to talk about it? Because see, if we
do
do,
not have to.
Then everybody will know that I'm not 29 years old, right?
Well, here's the thing. I think you're dependable. You come to your job, and you really inform the public and keep them safe. And you've been doing this for so long, and really appreciate all that you've done. And today, for people that don't know, meteorologists are scientists. And we're talking about something really sciencey today as well. And we're talking about insects. We're talking about these little critters. What do we have?
Yeah. So I love to be outside. Mm-hmm. And if you love to be outside in the summertime, the one thing that can get in your way is the mosquitoes. Mm-hmm. I love to sit in my yard, on my front porch, all that. But, by the time we get to the middle of May, the mosquitoes are coming out. And all of us neighbors chat about it. All the mosquitoes are here. And, what do you do about it? You can sit on the porch. You can spray for them, but then you smell like bug spray, and they're still like hovering over you,
mm-hmm.
even if you have bug spray on. So I often hear, and back to what you were saying, I am honored that people have allowed me into their living rooms, kitchens, wherever they're watching
wherever
from.
You get WRAL.
On your phone for so many years. And it's I think this is 28 actually. I haven't done mornings 28, but it's probably 20 for mornings. So anyway, a lot of people, when I'm out talking to them, people love to just strike up a conversation, which is great. Everybody loves to talk about weather. But I hear if it's wintertime, it's got to get cold so it kills all the bugs. Mm-hmm. And, sometimes I'll say, well, it doesn't really work that way. But you also don't want to be rude to people. So when the drought started, I thought, this is a really good time to talk about mosquitoes.
Great timing.
How it works, and when we have, heavy populations of mosquitoes and when we don't.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about the little bit of fallacy there, that cold kills the bugs. What happens to the bugs when it gets cold? And now, as we know, winter is getting pushed back with global warming. But when it gets cold, what happens to the bugs there?
Well, we're all here on this planet because we have evolved to survive, right?
Yes.
And so what happens is the bugs have evolved in any kind of bug, to be able to lay their eggs in a safe place over the winter. And the adults die, but they've laid all these eggs. So in the spring, at different times, different bugs start to hatch, and then there they are. Mm-hmm. And so the mosquitoes are no different. So it doesn't matter how cold it is. If it's a bug that's evolved to live here, it can withstand our winters. But mosquitoes are dinosaurs. They've been around forever.
So resilient.
And you think about the Arctic, up in Alaska, up in northern Canada, mosquitoes are worse there than they are here. Mm-hmm. So the cold does not affect them. What affects them is water. So the way a mosquito's life works is an adult mosquito bites you and gets a meal from you, and then it's ready to lay some eggs. And it lays eggs in places that are near water. And whenever that water then in the spring touches it, that signals the egg to hatch. And then the larvae swim around in the water and eventually become an adult mosquito, and they fly out of the water.
I'm tracking.
If there's no water, we have no mosquitoes. So because we're in a drought, we have fewer mosquitoes. Now, the drought is terrible for, a million reasons, but that is one of the bonuses of the drought, is we have fewer mosquitoes.
Because the water is not triggering it. Water is not touching the egg. So let's say a riverbank. Now our lakes and our rivers have shrunk so much. So if a mosquito's laying, I know last year the water would touch this area. The water's not touching that area because not only did we did not get any snow in the mountains. the meltdown. We're hardly getting any rain. So now it's all recovering. So these eggs just aren't hatching. Am I correct?
That's right. But it's even a little more simple than that, too, because the mosquitoes that bother you when you're trying to cut the grass or sit on your porch or hang out in your neighborhood are ones that are right there with you. So not necessarily, at a lake or a pond or somewhere far away. Mosquitoes, I forget exactly the distance, but they don't fly more than maybe 3 or 4 yards away from where they hatched. So your mosquitoes belong to you.
Okay, good to know.
Or you and your close neighbors. And so they'll mosquitoes will lay eggs in a plastic cup that you forgot and you left outside. And then when that plastic cup fills up with rain, then the mosquitoes can live in that plastic cup and then come and bother you. So the key in years, or hopefully later on this year when we actually see some rainfall, is to go around your yard and look for everywhere where you might have standing water.
Okay.
You left a cup outside accidentally, by your fire pit, or anything that could trap water. You have a tarp over something and it has a wrinkle in it and there's water there. I mean, teeny bits. I mean, even like a bottle cap. They can hatch in a bottle cap. So you have to be really diligent. One of the things that is hard to keep mosquitoes out of, this is the toughie, gutters.
Okay.
So mosquitoes, there's usually enough moisture in your gutters, or often there is, for mosquitoes to live there. And your downspouts, the black corrugated plastic that you put on your downspout, and it's a pipe that moves the water away from your house. Well, in low areas, if it's not, tilted this way the whole time, which it isn't, usually it curves when it hits the ground, in those pockets, the water sits.
Let's take a quick break right there, and we'll be right back.
Also, talk to me a little bit about the types of mosquitoes, because I think we talked a little bit about this, about how the more common mosquitoes that you see, but those ones that carry the dangerous illnesses.
That's right.
Talk to me about those.
So I got to talk to a scientist. The reason that we're talking about this right now is I have a story coming up on WRAL TV. And I got to talk to a couple of scientists that work at NC State. And they said there are 62 different types of mosquitoes just here in North Carolina.
Okay.
And they all behave slightly differently. And the ones that bite you in your yard, they call pest mosquitoes. And they're not the ones that carry West Nile virus or the other viruses, which is great news because those are the ones that we come in contact with most of the time. Now, in a drought situation, the mosquitoes that do carry the West Nile virus, those are the kind that like that stagnant kind of water. So if there's water that's been sitting for a long time, it's polluted, it's muddy, it's still and just gross, that's where the mosquitoes like to lay their eggs and produce their larvae. And so what you want to do is make sure that, when you're going to a place more like a pond or, a place where there's just some stagnant water standing, that those are the places that you want to, try to avoid or just pay attention to. So the word is you still need to use your mosquito spray, use your bug repellent when you're going out, like maybe on a hike or that sort of thing. You're less likely to run into those mosquitoes in your neighborhood. But again, in some places where you have like small puddles of standing polluted water, those mosquitoes are still thriving in those places because that's the only thing that's left. Like the pest mosquitoes don't like that, gross stagnant water. They like your, more clear water. But the mosquitoes that carry the diseases like that nasty stagnant water. And we see more of that during a drought.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, good to know. Good to know. Well, all I'm hearing is that mosquitoes, they live rent free and they get to annoy you every single day. Elizabeth Gardner, where could people, what else do people need to know about mosquitoes? And what else did you find in your reporting?
So a lot of people like to, have the mosquito companies come out and spray their yard.
Yes.
One thing that, I get it. I don't want mosquitoes in my yard either. But you want to be really careful about that because the mosquito spray kills all the other bugs.
Oh, okay.
And if I do it and you do it and everybody in our neighborhood does it, then that's That's not good for the environment. Bugs need to be there. They're part of our ecosystem. We need them around for, a number of reasons. They feed other things that we need. They feed the frogs. They feed.
I love birds.
The birds, exactly. They feed the birds. So we need those mosquitoes. But there are companies that do organic spray.
Okay.
In the story that is coming up, I talked to a guy who he does the garlic spray.
Garlic spray.
And so it's just garlic, so it doesn't hurt anything, and it's just a repellent. It's kind of like if you sprayed bug spray, on your legs or whatever, the mosquitoes smell it and they're like, ugh, gross. So it's the same thing with the garlic. They spray the garlic around your yard and they're like, ooh, gross, that's gross. I don't want to come over there. So it's not killing anything. It's just, it's just a repellent, and it just smells bad. But it does keep them away. It's not, unfortunately, maybe quite as good as some of the more harsh chemicals, but you don't want to kill all the bugs. So that's something that I will say.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I learn something new every day. That's why I love working at WRAL. Garlic repellent. Okay. But it is good because we need the bees. We need, I know they're annoying, but the crickets and the ants and those things. And it's a full ecosystem out there, not an inconvenience.
Right.
Not an inconvenience as well. Well, thank you so much. I'm definitely going to link your article on this video as well. Where can people find you on the socials?
So I am WRAL Elizabeth Gardner on Facebook, and on Instagram, I am WRAL Weather Gal. One more thing before we go.
Go ahead.
Again, we said this already, but a really important thing that you can do that doesn't require, any, garlic or any other poison is just go around your yard and do your best to make sure that you don't have any standing water anywhere.
Groom it.
That will go a long way.
Groom it. Absolutely. You got to do a little blue collar work around here.
That's right.
Just a little bit. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Jalen, thank you so much. I always love talking to you. We have such a great time.
Oh, man. I can't wait to read this article and also just learn more from you. Appreciate you.
And thank you for listening to the WRAL Daily Download and for making us part of your morning routine. Another great way to get WRAL news is the Morning Briefing newsletter. That's a daily email with triangle news, events, and headlines to help you get ready for the day. You can sign up at WRAL.com/newsletter.